coming at you live from two different locations. This is really weird. This is really blind. I have no idea what's going on, but this is the Blue Heaven podcast. Brooke you have the buttons, but I didn't get the buttons. So it's there in heart. We set this up very last minute. But what is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram, and I sound like crap right now because I don't have my microphone working.
No, you sound good. You're just yelling all the way from Whittier to Pasadena. We appreciate you for that. Guys, my name is Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. And I don't think we've done a remote show.
Been a while.
Since like mid-pandemic, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Good for us. On today's show, we obviously have Game 1 of the National League Division Series between your Los Angeles Dodgers and the hated ones up north. And I'm very excited for this series.
That we do. I mean, we're here. Let's take a moment now. I know I might look delayed. It's gonna be rough, guys. Sorry, we won't usually do it this way. There's a lot of things going on at my house, and I couldn't really leave, but I'm here. I had my pre-show shot, and you know what? Our Dodgers are in the National League Division Series as per usual. That's a good thing. Yeah, we'll get the important thing out of the way. Netflix and Chill lost on Wednesday. So we were at least able to watch the Dodgers win. But Brooke is a cheater because, not because you went and played other softballs apparently, but because you knew that we won before because of delay. What up with that? Give me your thoughts on that real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah. I realized we were like 30, 45 seconds behind on the TV feed, and then I went to the car and turned it on and had to go pick up a jersey from down the street and came back, and as I was pulling in, CT hit the walk-off, and then I looked over at your guys' screen, and it was not happening yet, and I was like, okay. And I had to kind of stay quiet, but I couldn't really hold it in too much. But I let you guys enjoy your moment. Did not spoil it for you.
I think you did a fantastic job. I would have pulled up and been like, oh my God, and just ruined it for everybody, but it been like, totally unintentional. But yeah, so that's where we're at. The Dodgers made it to the National League Division Series against the hated one, the awful Giants. And let's go ahead and get into into some of the comments here. Again, I'm sorry I'm delayed. We'll get back to normal when we eventually do. But Roach is in the stream. He says he is not first, and that's important because he is not. King Yellowman, Vamos Dodgers. We got King Yellowman also saying there's a blue wave happening up there in NorCal for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Mark is in the stream on Facebook. Says it's time for Dodger baseball. You bloody beauty.
Oh, I like that. Jonathan over on Facebook wants to know if those are guitars hanging on your wall, Clint. People don't know this about you.
I do have guitars. There are a couple of them and a bass over here. I don't want to move my camera too much because then I'm going to ruin the framing and then it's just going to be weird when it already looks weird.
Coward. I don't know. Antonio's saying juice balls tonight. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's talking about the baseballs or just, his home life, whatever it needs to be. But somebody also pointed out Angel Hernandez is in this series, something that we are very excited about. I believe he calls game 2 based on the rotation, right? He's at first base, so he'll go to behind the plate tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not ready. My body is not ready for that. My body, yada, 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 is not ready for that. And I'm apparently, I don't want to believe it yet because I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to go for that long-ass drive, but I'm apparently going to be at the game in San Fran tomorrow.
Oof.
Anyway.
So if you see him there,
huh?
If you see him there, make sure you buy him a beer.
Please buy me a beer.
Don't talk to him.
And if you see people in black and orange attacking me, help. Send help. I am slow and old, and I don't feel like getting in fights. But we got a dogfight on our hands. The Dodgers and the Giants are doing the baseball sports thing. The game is coming up in just a little under 2 hours. 6:37 first pitch. It'll be on TBS, hopefully with better quality than we have and better quality than they had on Wednesday. Of course, you could also listen on AM 570 like Brooke did to be ahead of the app.
Charlie nailed that call, by the way. Nailed that
very
call.
Good. Very good call. If I would give him the clap, but the button is over there.
The Korean call? Oh my God. Korean baseball announcers, man, they just do it right. I don't know what they're doing over there, what they're feeding them, but they do it right.
You didn't like the Russian call?
I thought it was interesting. I didn't expect there to be a Russian call, but I guess everybody watches baseball. Why not?
Baseball, baseball, baseball.
Yep.
Two powerhouse teams, so 106 win Dodgers, 107 win Giants going at it. Well, I mean, you're coming off of a wild card win. How are you feeling heading into this series?
I think Dave talked about it a little bit today, where he's talking about kind of momentum that carries you. I think in terms of looking for an edge, if you're talking about between the Giants and the Dodgers, obviously the Dodgers lost the season series. There's a lot of factors that go into that. The Dodgers didn't quite field their best team the whole year against the Dodgers or against the Giants. They also didn't have Trey Turner and Max Scherzer the whole year against them, so there's something to that. But coming off of a wild card win, having your back against the wall, facing a one-game elimination, I think that can only fuel that fire. Playoffs are all about who's hot, teams that come in rolling. I mean, the 2019 Nats, they were a prime example of that. They were garbage for most of the year. They came in hot, they ran through everybody, and they won the World Series. So it's all about streaks. It's all about hitting your stride at the right time. If the Dodgers can do that, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't run through the Giants. However, the potential of playing 3 in the Bay is not quite appealing to me. I'll be honest about that.
Yeah. We'll get ahead a little bit. Look at the pitching matchup. Obviously, the last time Walker was pitching here at Oracle Park, didn't turn out all that great. 3 innings. He gave up 6 runs. Overall, had obviously a great season. Probably, I think he's still my Cy Young, but that's just because I'm a homer. Importantly, though, looking at Walker Buehler's career at Oracle Park, it should, and AT&T Park, it should help people feel better. 6-1 lifetime, 3.35 ERA in 8 games, 7 starts. And he said, I think it was yesterday, he said, or no, it was after his final start where, he had a vintage Walker Buehler game, I guess we could say now. He said he pretty much stopped dicking around with different pitches. He was trying to mix in more of the 2-seam fastball and just change his pitch mix a little bit. And that's where he's kind of attributing that rough stretch of his season. So he says he's locked in for Justice. He's got the 4-seam going. He's got the slide. He's got the hook. So I feel a lot better than you would think with that last start at Oracle. Plus, what's the other thing? Oh, plus I didn't like the day game thing there. Now we're playing evening. There's no excuses. He should be, like I said, locked in for Justice.
I've never seen the Dodgers lose in Oracle when I'm live there. So I think technically I was supposed to be there tonight. Sorry, guys.
Aren't you considering going to that watch party thing? Are you doing that, or what's your deal?
Probably not.
All right, attaboy. Logan Webb goes on the bump for your hated ones, the Giants. Solid season, his first good season as a big leaguer. Career against the Dodgers, 1-2, 3.64 ERA in 6 starts. They say, I think Ken Rosenthal put out a story today about Logan Webb being a big game player because he was like a high school quarterback or whatever. I don't know if that necessarily translates for the now 24-year-old, but whatever helps these Giants fans feel better.
It's Friday Night Lights, so now he's throwing under the Friday Night Lights again. That's the correlation.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn it! You broke my spirits. Dodgers lose. Dodgers in none.
Is Logan Webb one of those guys that's from the middle of the country? Kind of just looks like one of those dudes. Walker Buehler also looks like one of the dudes from the middle of the country because he is. So
yeah, what you're saying is he looks white.
Yeah, but like a default white,
Oh, yeah. Oh. I could respect that, I guess. I don't know. Calm down over there, Buck Showalter. King Yellowman in the stream saying that I'm going to San Francisco. Clint, being I, is going to San Francisco because I'm going to play first base for Max Muncy. I'm in. I don't know. Beatty's finally getting his chance. My boy Beatty's finally getting an opportunity to play. I don't want to take that away from him. I'm pretty sure Jess would kill me. See,
Jim says that Webb looks like him too, and I'm pretty sure Jim's from Nebraska.
Well,
see, there you go, Jim.
Yeah, here first, folks.
Yeah, you don't want to take that away from our boy Matt. We have a lot of pride. It's like our son who's about my age ish. He's like my age, right? I don't know how old anybody is anymore.
And very bald.
very, very bald. But Jess did send me really good pictures of him with hair, and it's interesting.
It's not what you expect, guys. It's just a man with hair.
That's it.
Moving on. Let's do a bit of roster breakdown. Not very many surprises. The only thing surprising for me, I was expecting to see Justin Brule on the active roster, but he was not. Of course, the Dodgers add Walker Buehler back to the active roster. David Price was added as you kind of expected, so maybe he's just been bad and not hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, that was one of those things that we had talked about where it was like, maybe we've seen the last of David Price. Maybe this is it. Didn't make the wild card roster. They didn't necessarily need another left-handed pitcher or another length guy out of the bullpen or anything like that, so I guess that makes sense why he was not on that particular roster. He's not been great. He hasn't really been used in any sort of leverage situation or honestly, any meaningful game at all over the past couple weeks, so that's interesting. I think, I don't know. The Steven Souza Jr. one, I guess, makes sense, but also at the same time, I'm like, why Steven Souza Jr.? What are we doing here?
So we should take a step back because in the last pregame, we did, at least I'm pretty sure it was a lot of me, it was if we see these guys, if we saw those extra dudes in the game,
then we lost.
Chances are we're going to lose. And Dave did his damnedest. He put in Luke Raley pinch hit early or something like that. You got a Souza pinch hitting opportunity. You saw Billy McKinney playing first base, which was just absolute nightmare fuel. But at some point or somehow, thank our lucky stars for Chris Taylor ending it when it did, because it would have been bad. But that's the thing that really scares me with Dave is that, quote, optionality. Giving him too many of these guys tends to be you're going to have a bad time. We happen to be on the right side of things because Dodger pitching is phenomenal. But him only having Souza and McKinney, I guess, makes me feel a little better. It is a longer series. I wish it was a 7-game series. I wish this series was happening, in the LCS and not the division series. But now that's just me bouncing all over the place because the booze is kicking in. Dave, don't stoop the big tuna.
Yeah, I do like the idea of him not having as many options. You should not. I should say this carefully. You should not see Billy McKinney or Steven Souza Jr. very much. Ideally, if these games all go 9 innings and that's it, you should not see them very much. Maybe pitch running opportunities. Maybe late innings defensive replacements if we're up, things like that. Yeah. But ideally, these guys should not be in there at any point. You should only really see Albert Pujols in there in a left-handed pinch hitting opportunity or against starting probably against our boy Alex Wood. So
yeah,
that's
Woody's
good
probably
news.
going on. I think Woody's going Monday,
right?
And that'll be at Dodger Stadium. So. Well, that one should be fun. Getting into a couple of the comments here, I saw Jonathan on Facebook asking if Beatty should be playing first or if Cody should come in to play first base. That spacious Oracle Park, I don't really want. I mean, CT's a fine, defensive center fielder, but Cody still puts it down with the best of them. It's a Gold Glover you're throwing out in the outfield. I think that's a lot more important. Out here at this ballpark.
I saw the argument that Gavin Lux is technically faster than Cody, and he is. That's true. But I don't think that you should risk the read off of the bat. I think that's a significant upside in Cody Bellinger in terms of a big outfield. Gavin absolutely does not have that read off the bat yet. He makes up for it with the fact that he's fast as F. And so he's been able to do that so far. But, I mean, you're in the National League Division Series. It's a best of 5. You really can't afford to screw around right now. So Dave said he's going to start all 3 games in Oracle if they need to play 3 games in Oracle, and I think that's the best decision at this point.
Very accurately, as long as there's no Billy McKinney sighting as a starter and there's no Luke Raley somehow back on the roster, I think we're going to have a good time. Josh Padilla says he's down with the Sousaphone because you see, Sousa, Sousaphone. That was the bit.
Yep.
So is anything surprising for you about this roster, or is it does it make enough sense?
No, it's pretty straightforward. There wasn't anybody left. I think Justin Brule was the only guy that I kind of was expecting to see on because the Giants do have a pretty decent left-handed regimen of hitters. Obviously, I think had Brandon Belt been like significantly available in this series or anything like that, it might have been different. They might have deployed Justin Brule against Brandon Belt in like a late inning scenario, but I don't know. You got Vesia. Vesia is technically better against right-handed hitters. It is what it is. I don't think it's a major miss. It is just one of those things that's like, oh, okay.
Gary's in the stream, by the way. Apparently, that was his bit. He was supposed to do the awful dad joke.
Oh.
Just saying.
Congrats.
Thanks for stopping by, Gary. You see, we had a slot right here, right in the middle for you. You could have been there, but you're not.
You're not there.
That's rude on your part. You mentioned the Brandon Belt. Of course, Brandon Belt's still out with a broken hand, so the Giants are without their top offensive force from the season. It was funny. Remember when he died and we're all like, hell yeah, the Dodgers maybe could get the division, and then they still just never lost.
I mean, they lost. They just didn't lose at the right times for us. So I think it's rude. Honestly, I think it's really rude.
Yeah, they need to do worse, sir.
Yeah, you know what? It's fine. They can have the division. We're gonna take them down this series. I feel good about it.
One of the things I wanted to ask you, I want to get your thoughts. Talked a bit about Lux. Do we see Lux start at all this postseason in your humble opinion as some baseball blogger, some Dodger blogger?
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on this series. I think if you're looking at Cody Bellinger, obviously he has a little bit of a defensive, probably pretty significant defensive edge in the outfield just based on experience and ability to read balls off the bat in a bigger outfield like this. But I think moving forward, if Cody has a real bad division series, like with the bat, which is possible. I mean, obviously there's a wild card game. The past couple games before that, he's hit pretty well. I think he's like 3 for 8 over his last 3 or 4 games or something like that. So he's showing signs of life. No power, but showing signs of life, getting on base, doing what he needs to do, stealing 3 bases somehow. I don't know where that came from. But if he kind of falters with the bat during this series, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Dave go to Gavin in the outfield. In the coming series. I know so much relies on defense in the playoffs though, and that's just like such a big thing. I mean, we've talked about it multiple times, like how many playoff series, how many playoff games come down to like 1 or 2 defensive miscues. The Dodgers almost ended their season on a defensive miscue in the wild card game. Like it happens.
Yeah, they did not play a very clean first game. Mm-hmm. You had a Seager boot, and it just you got to clean. The funny thing is Seager was on with Vasea in the pregame before, and he's talking about, you can't give him that extra 90 feet. You got to play clean. Of course, he's the first guy who's going to get the boot. And, I mean, the fact that the Dodgers won that game, when it was feeling as dicey as it was, you're tied that late in the game. I'm glad we were as distracted as we were, because I would have not been okay for most of that night.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know people who were at the game. I know people who were like locked into their TVs by themselves, and everybody was miserable. Nobody was happy, and I was like, oh, thank God we had softball playoffs that night, because I was not. I mean, I was paying attention enough. I had my phone in the outfield with me most of the time when I was in the outfield, so it's kind of just hanging out, listening to the game. But what a rough night. I mean, it starts off with a wild pitch to freaking get somebody home, and it's 1-0, and who would have guessed it would have ended with the Cardinals still only having 1 run, the way it was going.
Yeah, shout out to Max Scherzer somehow keeping them, I guess, held back. He threw everything he could at them. He was nibbling, as he said, or pitching on pins and needles. But as much as he did not want to come out of the game, he did it at the right time. And another, shout out. We don't often give Dave Roberts a lot of credit for his in-game decisions, but on the pitching side, he gets a big fat F just the second Billy McKinney touches the glove or the field or anywhere. It's an automatic F for me on the offensive side, on the defensive side. But you look at that pitching side, I don't think he could have done a better job. Maybe the Brewstar was questionable, but then, Bazooka goes out 5-pitch, 3-out inning. So props to Dave for manning up, and it looks like some of those pitching moves, those decisions he had from last year, are kind of carrying over early in the postseason.
What'd you think about the Pujols at bat in the 9th inning?
I think
he wanted his moment so bad, dude.
I mean, you do what you can. They talk about these storybook opportunities, these endings or whatever. How phenomenal would that have been to have Albert Pujols hit a walk-off homer to send his old team home. That would have been just so great.
Alternatively, I'm very happy it didn't happen, because that would have just been nonstop in the headlines for the next 2-3 days, and I probably would have grown very weary of that.
I see Nick Lopez in the stream right here saying drunk Scherzer is a whole vibe. So, and we're in this situation right now where we're doing this thing remote, where again we went on 20 minutes late because of technical problems. Do you think he was drunk, or was he pretty much playing with the speech jammer?
Well, look, it's tough when it's in your ear,
Yeah.
When you hear yourself being especially fed back, if you get an echo, you shouldn't have that, by the way. You absolutely should not have the actual echo or any delay or something like that, but it's going to happen on, crappy broadcasts like that. It happens. If you've ever been a part of that, where you can hear yourself in your own ear while you're talking, or worse, you hear other people in your ear while you're talking, this is a very difficult thing to do, but
yeah,
pretty sure he was drunk. The dude had his shirt off so fast.
So Scherzer's a lightweight? I mean, they weren't in there for that long. Unless he just slammed through a 6-pack and a bottle of champagne in that 10-15 minutes.
There was a clip of not that many minutes into the celebration, and they just showed the cans and bottles on the floor, and I was like, whoa. I mean, I know they sprayed a lot of that around, but I mean, they're drinking it too, man. Walker can put him down. Oh God,
I love his defense of teething off the twist offs. Just hey, check out DodgersNation.com if you want more on that. Anyways, moving on. Comments are going on. There's a guy somewhere in the stream that really wants a free stream link. It's on the internet. What's that site? We probably shouldn't say it. We might get
just type in
DMCA.
Free baseball streams.
There you go. Free baseball
somewhere in there.
Go to ask.com and you're good to go.
Ask Jeeves.
Roach says Scherzer is a lightweight, confirmed. Tony Gonsolin's cat back in the stream saying Drunk Brook is better than Drunk Scherzer. I would agree with this. You are a character.
Is he an iconic meme? I don't think so.
He's not I don't know. He's a shirt. They made that. I think the John Boy people made that really basic drunk 31 shirt. So right. Does that count as a meme? You let us know in the comments. You know what? He did meme. He did meme decently for maybe about 12 hours. You had holding power.
I did.
You had 2 different memes from that night, so we're proud of you, bud.
Yeah, it's always good to wake up to pictures of yourself that you didn't know were taken. That's always a real good day.
Hey, we've all been there, am I right? All right, let's get into the lineup. And guys, while we're here at this point, start dropping your predictions for this game, for this series, and who's going deep tonight. Give us your pick to clicks for the evening. I would say nothing overly shocking with this lineup, but also they're kind of borderline is. Top of the order, pretty much what you expect. You got Mookie, you got Seager, you got Trey Day, you got JT and Big Willie style. Beatty batting behind Will Smith, Cody moving up to the 7, and Pollo batting in the 8th. How do you liking that one?
I thought it was odd. The bottom of the lineup's pretty odd. The top, middle, everything kind of is normal, but Beatty being in his spot makes sense, I think, because he's a really good sinker ball hitter. So I think they're trying to get him an extra at bat in there against Webb, potentially. Yeah. One of the best sinker ball hitters on the team. But AJ Pollock hits over 320 against sinkers, and that's what Logan Webb throws, a bunch of them. So I thought it was odd that he got bumped all the way down to the 8th spot and Cody moved up, but I don't know what the thought process was there. I mean, they're Cody's getting on base a lot over the past game. Is that what it is? He's taking his walks, put somebody behind him aside from Walker. I don't quite know. I think somehow it's going to work out just because crap like that seems to work out. But if you can have AJ Pollock batting 8th in your lineup in the division series, you're in a pretty good spot. I think this is one of the best lineups I've ever seen from Dave, honestly.
I'm pretty in on this lineup, and I would say maybe the Pollo batting where he is an attempt at protection for Cody Bellinger.
Yeah,
I know AJ didn't have his greatest game in the wild card, but I'm not off. I'm not down on AJ yet, even though I'm supposed to be. I think this is 2 shows in a row I've been positive about him, so that's a problem.
You gotta say
stop doing that.
Say one bad thing about him right now.
You know what? His beard is too nice, and that shouldn't be allowed.
His beard is really nice. He's got a nice beard.
It's a good beard. Damn it, this can't do it. He's just
such a nice boy.
But no, again, I like this lineup. I don't think Beatty's going to be terribly long for the game once again, like we already said for the wild card. But it's funny, seeing Beatty in that wild card game make a difference on defense instead of with the bat. So let's see what he pulls out of his ass here in San Francisco.
We'll see. Look, I would like nothing more than Matthew Beatty dunks tonight. All right, that's all I'm saying. He put up one of the better at bats during Wednesday. Was that Wednesday? What's the wild card game? What day are we in?
Wednesday.
Okay, he put up some of the better at bats on Wednesday, so I like what I'm seeing out of him. The dude plays solid first base, by the way. So everyone, stop talking, please.
All right, we got some pick to clicks, and you go ahead and start figuring out yours. Francisco says Mookie is going off tonight. By the way, I called Mookie for wild card. He did get 2 hits and a couple big blow. There was one massive play in the first inning down the line. MD says Turner does it again. Roach says he is going deep. Mrs. Roach confirms. And hey, this is an honest family show, sir.
Oof.
So this is get your filth out of here. Anthony Keene says Dodgers in 3. Mookie's going yard tonight, and the Dodgers going to win 6-3. Logan Forsyth's friend's cousin's brother, who's also related to him, says Seager's going deep tonight. King Yellowman's going to get drunk and not know who won until he wakes up in the morning.
That's a good prediction. I like that one. I'd put all my money on that one. For me, I'm going Homer, man. I'm going Matt Beatty because why not? I got to stick with my man. I'm gonna keep with him all playoffs long until he does not do it, and then you guys can tell me I'm wrong. I like the sinker ball matchup. I think he's gonna land in a canoe over there or a kayak or whatever those things are called, and it's gonna be great.
In the ocean. I hate to do it because I don't think he has his A swing going right now, but I got that feeling, I got that instinct. I'm going Willie. Big Willie style goes yard.
Ooh.
He's gonna pull one to left field as he's been known to do.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith goes yard tonight. You guys can brook it. Go put some money on that. Austin says Apollo 11 is going deep tonight. Pollock with 1 for sure. Roach says Dodgers win the series in 2, and that's not how it works. Leslie Taylor in the stream. Trey and Pollock are going yard tonight. The Dodgers win 6-3. We got the Trey in there. You seen any other ones?
No, a lot of Trey, a lot of Corey. See, a lot of Corey in this one. Which is good.
Tony Gonson's cat talking about Beatty almost going deep with that, what we were talking about earlier. He rode one just a little bit too much topspin on it. Jose Rod saying Seager into the drink. Yeah, another one, External Void, better name. Seager, Forsyth Seager, splashdown, Ariel for Seager. Unless Ariel means Corey Knebel, and that would be pretty impressive. Ramon says Dodgers suck. Ramon, you're in the wrong stream, but we appreciate you anyways. Jim, talking about playoff Corey. I'm still waiting for that. Corey did not have his best wild card game.
Did not.
Just saying.
Did not.
Just saying. Anthony Keene says Beatty should use Muncie's bat. No, he should be using Pujols' bat. Theo has the magic bat. We already knew this.
Yeah, I mean, it might be like a nice ode to the injured Max Muncy. You know when they hung up Eloy's titty in the dugout with his little jersey?
Rest in peace, Eloy.
So
Taken
good.
from this earth too
They even,
soon.
in the graphic, they like put clouds behind him. I was like, he's not dead.
It was so bad.
He got a torn boobie. Leave him alone.
Caesar says 7-3. He says Mookie is going to get a cycle tonight. Ooh, how fun would that be?
Down Triples Alley? Come on.
What's your final score?
I'm going 4-2 Dodgers in this one.
So I've been mostly positive.
Well, you going to go negative?
I'm not feeling good about tonight.
Interesting.
I think, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think that the Giants eke out this Game 1 win.
What do you think the score is?
I think it'll be pretty, you know what, maybe less low. I think it'll be like 4-2.
That's what I said.
But I'm saying the other way. I said Giants.
Coward. Pick your own score.
I can't always homer. You know, I went, my instinct was telling me to say, telling me that we were going to lose on Wednesday, and I didn't say it, and I lied to the voting public here, to the super chatting public here on this fine stream, and I don't feel right lying. I got a bad feeling, and I hope I'm wrong.
Jim thinks that we sweep this series. We take care of business. Tony Gonsolin's cat, on the other hand, says Giants today, unfortunately.
See?
Hendricks on YouTube says Dodgers win 5-4. Kenley shuts it down. It's going to be it. I'm not looking forward to this, guys. I am looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to it, you know?
Yeah. Whatever. I'm ready. The game starts in about an hour, thereabout. They're going to start lining up. They're going to do all the festivities and all the other things. And I figure that's probably a good enough jumping off point for us here while I have to get back to things going on in my house, because there are several holes in several walls in one room, and that's a problem for me.
He keeps punching holes in walls.
Have you ever worked with Brooke?
It's true. It's a good point, guys. Real good point.
He's a terrible person.
Terrible.
Guys, let's hope we get a Dodger dub. Let's hope I am very wrong. Let's hope Tony Gonsolin's cat is very wrong. Walker Buehler on the bump tonight. We need a shove. I'm hoping for a shove, but I think it's going to be a good, tight game. Pay attention to what goes on in the game. You guys can pay attention on the internet. We are at DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to this show on what do they call that? Podcasting things. Even though these episodes aren't going up on podcasts, maybe if we get deeper in the postseason, I'll do it. But we are on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitch Radio, Player FM, Pandora. All the places exist for free. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's the best place to watch us. You can go ahead and subscribe there, hit that notification bell, and Brooke will do a dance.
Probably won't do a dance, but I'll be very happy for you. Guys, you can follow us. We're at BrookMe3, at RealFRG. We're on Twitter and Instagram. We're at Dodgers Nation on Twitter and Instagram. Follow along with us all postseason long. We'll be doing this before every game. Sort of, probably, maybe, not necessarily like this, maybe like this. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys for being here with us. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. Go Dodgers. Please beat them so I don't have to be the sad. Amen. Bye.
Bye.